The cost of a name, memory, consent, and cosmic entropy in the choir of the Black Horizon. At its heart, the choir of the Black Horizon is a profound exploration of identity itself, framing memory not as a passive record but as the fundamental currency of existence, the very substance from which soul and society are forged. The central conflict against the Black Horizon, an entropic intelligence that consumes identity, elevates the story from a simple survival narrative into a poignant philosophical war. The novel argues that to be erased from memory is to suffer a true death, not just of the self but of the universe's ability to know itself. This makes every act of remembrance, from Siren's canticle to a village's ledger, a radical act of cosmic defiance. This stakes-laden premise directly fuels the book's most urgent ethical dilemma, the tension between free will and security. The Confederation's solution, a centralized registry, is a rational, protective measure that nonetheless carries the chilling specter of control. It asks, who has the right to dictate how we remember and what we must forget to survive? The narrative brilliantly mirrors this macro-level conflict in microcosm through Siren's personal journey. She begins as a pure midwife of memory, believing her role is solely to facilitate and protect. Yet the crisis forces her to evolve into a leader who must make active, costly choices about which memories are preserved and which are sacrificed for the greater good. Her ultimate decision to sacrifice her private lullaby line is the ultimate expression of this theme. It is the voluntary surrender of a piece of her own identity to protect the collective's right to have one. This is consent transformed from a principle into a painful personal sacrament. The metaphysics of the world deepen this exploration, introducing a sophisticated cosmic theology centered on the three primary distortions: free will, love, logos, and light. These are not merely powers but the fundamental ingredients of creation. The canticle and song are presented as literal tools of world building, making the act of storytelling and naming a form of natural law. This as above so below mirroring is masterful. The villagers binding names with spoons and clay spirals are engaging in the same essential creative act as the distant godlike logoi. It democratizes divinity, suggesting that creation and preservation are everyone's responsibility. Conversely, the Black Horizon's translation technology represents the ultimate perversion of this creative impulse, a sterile, mechanistic consumption that strips meaning for pure fuel, making the antagonists not just destroyers, but blasphemers against the very act of meaning-making. Ultimately, the novel posits that the fight against entropy is the highest form of creativity. The entropy of the Black Horizon is not just physical decay but narrative decay, the unraveling of story. Therefore, the resistance must be inherently creative. The remnant fights with force, but the true victories are won through song, through ritual, through the careful, loving work of binding stories into seed pods. This reframes sacrifice not as a loss, but as the necessary cost of creation itself. Siren's lost memory becomes the price for a new shared shield. The book suggests that our humanity and our universe are not found in a static, protected state, but are perpetually reforged through the difficult, beautiful, and costly choices we make to remember, to love, and to create anew in the face of oblivion. The victory is not the eradication of the horizon, but the fragile, hard-won affirmation that the song is worth singing, no matter the cost. Let us part with a poem. A spoon digs in the cold black clay to hold a name the light forgot. The ledger ticks the cost away for what is remembered and what is not. A chosen silence, a surrendered song, a lullaby line I let decay to prop the fragile verse along and buy the circling sun one more day. For in the end, the only law beneath the choir's fading breath is what we take into the maw and what we choose to leave to death. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe.